tWitch was blackmailed. He was on Diddy tapes.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times.
I just wanted to say the past 11 days have been really tough for everyone. But to honor Twitch, I think the best thing that we can do is to laugh and hug each other and play.
Girl, you won't believe what just broke the internet. Diddy, the man we all thought had it together, is being accused of trying to blackmail our beloved Twitch. The streets are buzzing, and everyone's wondering, could this really be true? Listen up, because we're about to spill some scalding hot tea that might make you question everything you thought you knew about these celebrities. And this isn't just gossip, leaked videos are making waves in Hollywood faster than a Taylor Swift breakup anthem.
Was blackmailed. He was on Diddy tapes. I ain't saying this is true, I'm just trying to see what they have to say. But we all know the connection with Ellen and Diddy. We all know that they were tight. He has been on her show many times. So nothing would surprise me. But
girl, let me tell you about the day the music world stopped spinning. Picture this, Diddy, the king of his empire, strutting around like he owns the place. But something's off. The man who's usually cooler than an iced latte is sweating bullets. What's got the bad boy himself so rattled? At first, it was just whispers. You know how the industry is always buzzing with some new drama. But this time, the rumors were wilder than Cardi B's fashion statements. People were talking blackmail, secret videos, and Diddy being caught up in something messy. Nobody was ready for what was about to go down. Here's the tea, no sugarcoating. Word on the street is Diddy tried to pull a fast one on our boy Twitch. Yes, that Twitch. The one with the moves and that $1 million smile we all fell in love with on Ellen's show. Apparently, Diddy thought he had some dirt on Twitch that was worth more than all the bling in his mansion. If you've been paying attention, Diddy's been acting real strange lately, cancelling appearances, dodging interviews, and looking over his shoulder like he's in some spy thriller. Remember when he showed up to the BET Awards looking like he'd just seen a ghost? Well, now we know why. Turns out, he was probably terrified that his little blackmail plot was about to blow up in his face. But wait, it gets even messier. Could Twitch possibly know something that had Diddy shaking in his designer boots? That's the $1 million question, honey. Twitch has always been the golden boy of dance, spreading joy faster than the latest TikTok challenge. But maybe, just maybe, he's got a secret darker than Diddy's sunglasses collection. What could it be? A hidden chapter in Twitch's story that even his million-watt smile couldn't hide? Or maybe he's just so squeaky clean that the thought of being dragged into Diddy's drama had him holding a mirror up to his own empire. Whatever it is, one thing's for sure, the tea just keeps getting hotter, and we're all here for the spill.
Ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
We go so far back. You don't tell these people how far back we go.
I know, but I wear t-shirts. I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right, let's...
I mean...
You hold that.
Okay.
All right.
I keep this. Take two if the joke didn't work. I
okay.
I don't want no problems.
No, it's okay.
No, hold on. Hey, so...
When I tell y'all that people are not joking about connecting all the dots in this Diddy case, guys out here are probably doing more investigative work than the feds. Well, now, allegedly, there's a connection between how Twitch died and Diddy. And allegedly, it has a lot to do with Ellen DeGeneres and all the allegations that made rounds about her illegally transporting kids across borders and attending Diddy's parties. Word on the street is that Twitch possessed dark, compromising evidence involving both DeGeneres and Diddy. And because of that, he had...
I'd like, well, as you know, when he passed away, that immediately was coming out. They were already saying that Ellen had something. That's what they were saying that came out. Not too much of Diddy, but Ellen. So again, take these videos with a grain of salt, but I ain't gonna be boo-boo the fool to think that this stuff can't exist.
to go.
Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there?
Yeah. Then it, no, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them. What time do you stay up till?
I stay up till like maybe 6 in the morning. I'm back up at like 10:30, 11.
6 in the morning? What do you do every night till 6 in the morning? You don't go to clubs every night.
No, I mean I make love a lot. And, you know,
That's
Ellen,
my favorite answer ever.
I told you when I came on the show I was going to be completely honest and expose myself to the world.
Yo.
Okay, guys, y'all remember when Twitch died? It was reported that he checked in at the Oak Tree Inn and was supposed to check out the following day at 11 a.m. When he didn't check out, a hotel keeper went to knock on his door, and that is when they discovered his lifeless body and a self-inflicted injury. As much as the news was devastating, people said that it didn't make sense that Twitch would just unalive himself. I mean, he had just celebrated his 9th anniversary with his wife Allison, sharing throwback images from their wedding and writing, "Happy anniversary, my love," at Allison Holker, #9 years. Allison also shared a reel on Instagram in honor of their anniversary, writing, "It's our 9th anniversary. I couldn't be more grateful to celebrate this perfect, magical day." In addition, Twitch and Allison were even talking about having another kid. Well, naturally, fans started looking for what could have gone wrong, and the first place they looked was at his wife Allison, who allegedly was pretty sketchy about the whole situation. For starters, as soon as the news of the death went live, Allison...
You know, a lot of people were saying, like, a lot of people were trying to ask, like, is there a time limit on when you're supposed to move on? Because Allison, you know, his wife, she's dating someone right now. So a lot of people were saying they think it's too soon. People were saying let her live her life. That's completely up to her. If she feel like she's ready to move on, but I know for me, it would be extremely hard to like open myself up to someone again, being that I've been with my wife for so long. It'd be tough.
Now let's talk about the video that's got everyone absolutely losing their minds. It starts off innocent enough, Diddy in his home studio, looking like he's about to drop the hottest track of 2023. But then, bam, he starts talking about Twitch, and the vibe shifts. It's giving major "I know what you did last summer" energy. You feel me? Diddy's sitting there all smug, thinking he's about to mastermind Hollywood's biggest scandal, like some kind of puppet master. But honey, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Because in this video, Diddy slips up big time. He mentions dates, places, names, details that only someone knee-deep in the drama would know. Watching it is like witnessing a car crash in slow motion. You can't look away. Diddy thought he was playing chess, but he didn't realize he was about to checkmate himself. And the wildest part, Twitch isn't even in the video, but you can feel his presence, like a ghost haunting every word Diddy says. It's almost as if Diddy is threatening someone who isn't even there, and let me tell you, the look in his eyes says it all. This isn't the confident swagger we're used to seeing. No, this is a man who's scared, like he knows the house of cards he's built is about to come crashing down. Diddy's empire is about to crumble faster than a sandcastle in a hurricane. So there you have it, a first taste of this wild ride. But don't get too comfortable, because this story's got more twists than a pretzel factory. We've barely scratched the surface of what's really going down between Diddy and Twitch. Trust me when I say the next chapter of this scandal is going to have you clutching your pearls and calling your mama. If you thought this was juicy, honey, you haven't seen anything yet. Stay tuned, things are about to get messier than a red carpet wardrobe malfunction.
It's all about the money. They saw what he did to Cassie. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cassie. They know that nobody in America liked that. So now, these people are represented by a brand. Whether it's something about the music, clothing, movies, they're not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them, and they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey, buddy, we got you on this tape. And girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, you know, Sean Combs. That's when they're gonna start talking. And they're not gonna be talking in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, because if he had 250 tapes all over, 250 cameras all over the house, somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. It could be your favorite pastor. It could be your favorite politician. But they didn't think they was being watched. And Brother Love was watching.
Yeah, I mean, TD Jakes, he haven't even came out and said anything. And him and Diddy was real cool.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, man. And I know the people in the congregation over there is shaking in their boots because this man didn't led them probably, allegedly probably led them to damnation, because those people's hearts are going to be broken if that man is seen on those tapes doing anything. Because people always put their faith in the pastor instead of putting their faith in God. And what they need to do is understand that he's just a man. And he has a history. It's not looking too good for him.
So you feel like celebs are worried that they might be on tape?
Oh, they know. That's why they ain't speaking up or saying nothing. Yeah, I was at a Diddy party, but I know I ain't do nothing. When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form or fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bruh. They let down all their inhibitions. The music is pumping. He said it himself. He got it so hot in there that you got to take your clothes off. He said that himself, bruh. So a lot of them, like what was what he said? I think a lot of them was being swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed? They tell off on themselves all the time, man. You just gotta listen.
But why do you think Diddy had all them hidden cameras?
Bruh, when you that powerful, you didn't get that powerful without having 1 or 2 or maybe 3 ups on somebody. Diddy always been the type of individual that want to have ups on the next person no matter what they was doing. Like, he always played artists against each other. He did it to Big, he did it to Craig Mack. You understand? I said before, he did the stuff to Ja Rule, you know what I'm saying? So had the ups on Ja Rule so he could go after Jay-Z. You understand what I'm saying? So he always played those kind of up games on people. So to have those cameras and know what he was doing is gonna give him the ups on everybody who came to that party. Even your favorite basketball player. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. We know who said that. He may be one of the persons who got caught up in the Diddy party.
LeBron said that, but yeah, you might be right. You know, it sounds like he had all them hidden cameras to use it against people.
I think that was said in the indictment, right? That was said in the indictment. You know, somebody, I think Dawn may have said that. I don't know for sure, and correct me if I'm wrong. He would even if you didn't want to do something, he would tell the individual, well, I got you on tape doing it before. And the person would feel pressured in having to do something or come and do something at the party or be at the party because he already had him on tape right then and there. But what you think when you do it the second time? He's still gonna have you on tape. Those tapes is the one who's killing, because people don't understand this. Little Rod, he's taping for Diddy in some occasions. When he wrote his indictment up, when he wrote his when his lawyer wrote up his briefs and submitted it, he must have had he must have been a prosecutor somewhere or something like that, because he wrote it up like it was an indictment. You understand? Saying all the stuff that had happened. Then people don't understand this. After he wrote it up and he had the tapes and everything, they sent that to the feds. The feds opened up a case on that. Everybody think it's happened. Oh, the feds looked at Cassie getting beaten, and then they just open up a case. Nah. I think it was more so Lil Rob and them sending the feds that information. They put in a civil suit, then sent the other stuff over to the feds, and it read like an indictment. So they had to look at it because they see some crimes that was committed in that. And lo and behold, they do a raid on the house. So, to get back to your question, all the footage and everything that they have is going to either help, it's going to help them get some more people or get enough people just to hang Diddy.
Remember when I said we'd barely scratched the surface? Well, grab your popcorn and settle in, because we're about to spill some piping hot tea about Twitch that'll have you questioning everything you thought you knew. What kind of skeletons could be hiding in the closet of daytime TV's favorite dancer? Let's just say it's enough to make even Diddy sweat. Now, y'all thought you knew Twitch, right? The man with the $1 million smile and moves smoother than butter on a hot biscuit. We've seen him light up the stage on So You Think You Can Dance, charm the pants off everyone on Ellen, and become the ultimate husband goals with Alison Hoker. Twitch was the guy who could make your grandma want to bust a move sunshine in human form, spreading joy faster than gossip in a hair salon. But honey, behind that megawatt smile, a storm was brewing that nobody saw coming. The streets are saying Twitch was sitting on a secret so big it could make the Hollywood sign topple over. We're talking about the kind of tea that could rewrite everything we thought we knew about our favorite dancer. Word on the street is that Diddy was after some seriously juicy information. Now, I can't say for sure what it was, but let me paint you a picture. Imagine something so scandalous it could make even the most unshockable publicist in LA drop their phone. The kind of dirt that could turn Twitch's squeaky clean image into something muddier than a pig in a rainstorm. Stay tuned, because this tea is only getting hotter.
He's basically trying to silence us all, saying, nope, 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 no more lawyers or victims can speak forward. Is this legal? Is this actually something that could happen?
Well, I don't think it's going to work. What he's ultimately saying is that he has a right to a fair trial, which would include a impartial jury. And by the time this thing goes to trial next year, will they be able to find anyone to serve on that jury who does not already have formed opinions negatively about Diddy based on all this press coverage? So that's what he's arguing, and he's saying, hey, this needs to stop so that jurors can come in who don't already have preconceived notions of his guilt. The problem is that these statements are not being made by the prosecutor. The court certainly has authority over the parties and their lawyers to tell them to stop speaking or limit their speech, more accurately, leading up to a trial if it would result in an unfair trial occurring. But here, this letter that Diddy's lawyers are filing are directed towards the media, which there is like no way that a U.S. court can tell the media not to report on something. There's maybe one national security exception that's been recognized many, many years ago, and even that's in question. So you can't tell the media stop reporting. That's the silliness that if that's what...
This ain't just your run-of-the-mill celebrity drama, Chili. If what Diddy thought he knew was true, it could change the game faster than a quick costume swap on Dancing with the Stars. We're talking about the kind of revelation that could shake up not just Twitch's career but the whole dang industry. Imagine finding out your favorite dancer was actually, well, I can't spill all the tea just yet, but trust me, it's jaw-dropping. Now, you're probably wondering, why would Diddy risk it all for this? That's the million-dollar question. But think about it, in Hollywood, information is power. If Diddy thought he had the ultimate trump card, he probably figured he could write his own ticket. In a town where secrets are currency, Diddy might have seen this as his golden opportunity to call the shots. But as we've already seen, playing with fire can get you burned, and this drama is far from over. Maybe Diddy was looking to control more than just the music scene. Or maybe, just maybe, he was scared that secret might somehow come back to bite him too. But here's where it gets real interesting. When Twitch reportedly got wind of Diddy's little blackmail scheme, he didn't roll over like some scared puppy. Nah. Sources close to Twitch say he stood his ground faster than you can say 5, 6, 7, 8. He wasn't about to let Diddy play him like a fiddle on national TV. Rumor has it, Twitch fired back with a response so savage it left Diddy shook. We're talking about the kind of clapback that makes you want to stand up and slow clap. Twitch allegedly told Diddy he could take his threats and shove them where the sun doesn't shine. He wasn't about to let anyone, not even the king of bad boy records, push him around. But here's the thing Diddy didn't realize. Twitch might look like sunshine wrapped in a smile, but underneath all that charm is pure steel. And honey, the next part of this story, it's going to show you just how much fire our favorite dancers got in his belly. Because when the heat turned up, Twitch didn't just dance, he set the whole dang stage on fire. Stay tuned, because this tea is boiling over.
Secondly, the other people who have identified themselves as victims and have sued are not necessarily even part of the indictment. We're not clear on that because the indictment does not name the victims. And we've seen all these people that have come up with the Busby lawsuits. And we're not sure that any of the people who are suing and whose lawyers are making statements in the press or even named or will be victims in the criminal case. So, the fact that there's a lot of people out there saying things could be just the result of the fact that he harmed a lot of people and he just needs to be accountable for that. And he really can't stop them from speaking.
So it's interesting because as we go through these letters and exhibits, they really have been trying everything. But they make a point, and there's a section of this Daily Beast article that is interesting because this lawyer, Ariel, is saying her research says that the baby oil could be used as a conduit for the GHB, etc. Now, there previously had been a back and forth between the feds and Diddy's legal team saying you guys can't actually keep talking to the press. They were trying to claim that the feds were racist was one claim, right? They were both going back, sort of sharing examples that neither of them should be talking. And the judge said, you're correct, stop talking. Does that include all these lawyers of all these other extra suits? Or this is just the Fed case? Like, does this not fall into the same sort of problem that the feds faced when Diddy's lawyers presented it in court? And that, yeah, these lawyers should stop trying to trial it in the public. They need to wait till the case happens. How does that work?
So there's two parties to the criminal case. It's the United States of America versus, Sean Combs. Those are the two parties, and each party is represented by counsel. So the federal court has authority over, the U.S. government and its counsel, and over Sean Combs and his counsel to saying, hey, here's some restrictions on pretrial statements to the media. So that's possible. But here, the statements that he's complaining about in this letter, or his attorney's complaining about in the letter, are not statements by the government. These are statements by Attorney Busby, who's a civil attorney who is in no way connected to the government. He's just a lawyer who's been hired by people to sue. and then the clients of Busby, and then the other lawyers and clients that are out there making civil claims. Those people are not parties to the criminal case. And like I said earlier, it's not even clear that the people who are suing in civil court, meaning for damages against Sean Combs, are even going to be named victims, witnesses in the criminal case. Now, it would make a lot of sense that the government would reach out to these other folks. I'm sure that's happened, saying, hey, you're identifying yourself as a victim and you're suing Sean Combs. Do you want to cooperate with us? What do you know? And they may end up being part of the criminal trial, but we don't know that at this point. And the court really doesn't have much authority over these other people because they're not parties and not...
You ever seen a scandal so juicy it makes the OJ trial look like a parking ticket? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because what's about to go down in Hollywood makes the Met Gala look like a church picnic. The streets are buzzing that this leak is about to flip Tinseltown upside down, and baby, no one's coming out clean. Picture this, it's just another Tuesday in La La Land, celebs sipping their overpriced green juices, when bam, that video drops like a bomb on social media faster than you can say viral. Suddenly, everyone and their mama is watching Diddy squirm like a worm on a hook. The internet went wild, servers were smoking, and you could practically hear the collective gasp from Bel Air to Brooklyn. Now, I can't spill all the tea just yet, but let's just say this video makes the Real Housewives look like a kindergarten playground spat. Diddy's on camera looking like he's seen a ghost, rambling about secrets that could end it all. And tWitch. His name's getting tossed around more than a beach ball at Coachella. The tension in that video is so thick you could cut it with a knife, and honey, this story is just getting started. The tension in that video is so thick, you could cut it with a knife and serve it on a platter. The reactions. Coming in hotter than a fresh batch of Popeye's biscuits. Team Diddy was scrambling to put out fires left and right, claiming it was all a big misunderstanding. Meanwhile, tWitch squad came out swinging, ready to defend their boy's honor. And the fans? Lord have mercy, they were more divided than a pizza at a Super Bowl party. But here's where it gets real interesting. Celebs started picking sides faster than you can say cancel culture. A-listers were unfollowing each other, throwing shade, and posting cryptic Instagram captions. Suddenly, everyone was acting like they never even knew Diddy or tWitch. It was like watching a high school cafeteria drama, but with way more expensive shoes and a whole lot more at stake. The celebrity world was on fire, and no one was safe from the flames. Stay tuned, this story is far from over.
It's a bad look to me because it does seem like they're trying to silence the victims or trying to silence the media, and it's odd because his lawyer has been out there justifying the oil at Costco and doing all this stuff. So like, which is it, right? You can't have it both ways. You can't be out there defending in the press and putting your own stuff. Or can you? How does that work? If everyone's allowed to sort of say what they want, is he allowed to? Is that the best move moving forward? What would you advise, I guess, to his team? Is this a smart move, or does this make it look like he's silencing us all, which to me isn't a good look?
Yeah, I mean, there's rules on pretrial publicity by lawyers in the United States, and we have to remember, federal government did a press conference. Southern District in New York prosecutor came out and made a press conference. We all watched that. And it was powerful and, specific. And so the government's doing this too. The thing is that really what these publicity rules do allow for is to saying, hey, if you are a witness, please come forward, help the government. Or Combs' attorney can say, if you're a witness, please come forward and cooperate with us in our defense. So that's an appropriate use of pretrial publicity, is to get that, other people out there to cooperate. Again, they do have to be very careful in the type of statements that they're making. The baby oil, buying it in bulk from Costco is just silliness. Again, the federal court that can clamp down on these lawyers that are involved for Combs and the U.S. government. But here, this letter is attacked, towards the news media, which there's zero authority to do anything about, and other people who just happen to have claims against him who are not, at this point, named necessarily as victims in the criminal case. So again, it just seems like he is getting pummeled. He's got an avalanche of negative information against him, and he's trying to kind of basically unbury himself. But I don't think this is going to do it.
Yeah, it's interesting because this Damien guy, the agent, has responded. The defendant, citing no authority, have listed that such an order bind any local and federal law enforcement agents assisting any aspect of the investigation or any related grand jury proceedings, including but not limited to the Department of Homeland. The proposal was plainly overbroad, as it would require the government to be held accountable for potentially thousands of agents in an independent law enforcement agency over whom the government has no authority or oversight. The Homeland Security employs over 200,000 individuals, as it states here. It basically just says this order would be impossible to enforce. I mean, do you agree with this? Is this a silly thing? How do you think this is going to net out?
Yeah, I think it is silly. We kind of understand that there's a lot of high-profile cases. I mean, we cover these all the time, and they are able to find jurors. I mean, look at Depp Heard. I mean, they found, some people might say, oh, that was a bad example, but we have high-profile cases all the time, intense media coverage, and they find jurors who say that they either don't know anything about the case because they just don't follow the news, or if they've heard things, are able to set that aside and follow the judge's instructions and base their verdict on the evidence that's presented. At least they're going to swear, hey, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So even me, like I say, you and I have heard all this stuff. It's like, okay, I could serve on the jury. It's like, because I don't believe what people say, just because they say it. I mean, it's like I would be able to serve on the jury because I would listen to the evidence.
Yeah.
So even me that's heavily involved in following this, it's like, okay, I mean, the guy sounds guilty, but I would be willing to have an open mind and listen to the evidence and make a verdict.
Now, everybody and their grandma had a theory about who leaked this video. Was it an angry ex? A disgruntled employee with a score to settle? Or maybe, just maybe, it was an inside job. Some folks were even saying Twitch himself might have dropped this bomb, turning the tables on Diddy like a boss. Others thought it could be someone in Diddy's inner circle, tired of his shenanigans and ready to watch it all burn. Honey, let me tell you, careers were hanging by a thread thinner than a model's patience at an all-you-can-eat buffet. We're talking about reputations built over decades crumbling faster than a sandcastle in a tsunami. The fallout from this? It's going to make the Hollywood blacklist look like a VIP guest list. But hold on to your wigs, cause here comes the twist that'll have you gasping louder than when Beyoncé dropped Lemonade. Just when everyone thought they had it all figured out, whispers started circulating about the video's authenticity. Some tech-savvy sleuths were claiming parts of it might be AI generated. Can you believe it? We're living in a world where we can't even trust our own eyes anymore. Now, you might be thinking, this is where the story ends, right? Wrong, Chili. This is Hollywood, where the drama never sleeps. Just when you think you've heard it all, there's always another bombshell waiting in the wings. And let me tell you what's coming next. It's so shocking, so unexpected, it'll make everything we've talked about look like child's play. The tea that's about to be spilled. It's not just hot, it's nuclear. Buckle up, because this ride's about to take a turn you won't see coming.
Ellen was being canceled. People were looking at him saying, why are you supporting this woman? And I think that is just a lot of pressure. Human beings are not designed to handle that much pressure. And when I was talking about my experience, his face was like, I know. And he was just like, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It was already reported that Twitch left a note.
And see, we can have our opinions or whatever, but like I said, when you have people that are close to these people and they say things, it's like, come on, man. Because we're on the outside looking in. And a lot of these people, you don't know what kind of conversations they be having and all that. So a lot of these people know a lot. These people that are close to them, they vent to them because they trust that they're not going to say anything. So it's like, it's a lot, man.
Remember when I said the drama never sleeps in Hollywood? Well, it just woke up and chose violence. The morning after that video dropped, Tinseltown looked like a battlefield. Big names were running for cover faster than roaches when you turn on the lights. But here's the real question, who were they really trying to distance themselves from? Diddy? Twitch? or their own skeletons. Girl, let me paint you a picture of Hollywood the day after. It was like someone unleashed a tornado in a glitter factory. Publicists' phones were blowing up, agents were stress-eating caviar, and celebs were changing their numbers faster than Taylor Swift changes boyfriends. The panic was so real, you could practically smell it, mixing with the champagne. Now, here's where it gets juicy. All these A-listers who used to be besties with Diddy, suddenly, they can't even remember his name. It's like he got Thanos snapped out of their Instagram feeds. But wait, it gets better. Some of these same folks are side-eyeing Twitch like he's holding the plate. It's giving very much, I don't know her energy, and honey, it's delicious. Let's talk about Diddy for a hot second. The man who's been on top of the game for decades. His empire is looking shakier than a Jenga tower in an earthquake. We're talking cancelled deals, pulled endorsements, and a fan base that's evaporating faster than my patience at a slow drive-through. This is the fallout, and it's far from over. Patty at the DMB, if Diddy doesn't pull a miracle out of his designer hat, he might be trading in his bad boy title for bye boy. And Twitch. While the Dancing King might have dodged a bullet, he's not exactly dancing in the streets. The streets are saying some of his gigs are on thin ice. Turns out, being associated with the scandal of the century isn't exactly great for your brand even if you're the supposed victim. It's like guilt by association, but make it Hollywood. But here's where it gets even messier. Behind the scenes, an investigation uncovered a note, though the details of what it said haven't been confirmed. Lapped officials stated that Twitch cited past challenges he was struggling with. And those challenges, well, they had a lot to do with the toxic work environment at Ellen's show. For those who remember back in 2020, Ellen was accused of fostering an on-set culture of discrimination, fear, and intimidation by several former employees. Though she denied the allegations and claimed she didn't know about them, things took a serious turn. This summer, Ellen herself addressed the situation, admitting to a toxic work environment on her show. As you may have heard this summer, there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show, and then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected. I know that I'm in a position of privilege and power, and I realize that with that comes responsibility. I take responsibility for what happens at my show. The fallout from all of this, it's going to ripple through the industry for a long time, and it's anyone's guess where it'll land next. My name is there, my name is there, my name is on underwear. It's wild how things come full circle, right? Now, we've had a lot of conversations over the past few weeks about the show, the workplace, and what the future holds. Changes were made, and today marks the beginning of a new chapter for many involved. But as the truth unravels, it's clear that the road to redemption isn't without its bumps. A report from BuzzFeed revealed some disturbing claims, including an employee who walked off the job, fed up with comments about her skin color. Others shared that they were instructed by managers to avoid speaking to Ellen DeGeneres if they saw her around the studio. While many former employees blamed executive producers and senior managers for the toxic atmosphere, one former employee emphasized that, ultimately, it's Ellen's name on the show, and she needed to take more responsibility for the environment. And guess who was an executive producer on the show? Yep, Twitch. So, was he complicit in making people of color suffer, or was he also among those being discriminated against? The truth remains unclear, but what's certain is the weight of these allegations. A black woman who worked on the show told BuzzFeed she faced offensive comments, actions, and microaggressions during her year and a half as an employee. She recalled a senior-level producer commenting on her and another black employee's braided hair, saying, "Oh wow, you both have buck braids. I hope we don't get you confused." At a work party, one of the main writers told her, "I'm sorry, I only know the names of the white people who work here." This paints a picture of the casual racism and insensitivity some employees faced behind the scenes. The situation took a dark turn when another employee revealed that after taking medical leave for a month to check into a mental health facility, they returned to work only to be fired. They also shared that some producers, while publicly advocating for addiction and mental health awareness, were actually contributing to the stigma, acting the opposite of what they preached with their Be Kind mantra. At the time Ellen was receiving backlash, Twitch was also under fire. Not only was he supporting Ellen, but he was also a producer on the show. Beyond work duties, Twitch and Ellen were close friends, and she took him to numerous Hollywood events, including, allegedly, to Diddy's parties. We all know Diddy was a regular on Ellen's show, and it wasn't a surprise when she was invited to his parties, as he once casually mentioned it. This whole situation is a tangled web, with so many layers yet to be uncovered, leaving us to wonder, where does the truth truly lie? Ellen had been invited to Diddy's parties, but here's the thing, she never showed up. And it wasn't because she didn't want to, it was because, in her words, the parties were too far. She'd say, "Yeah, I invite you to all my parties, you just haven't shown up to any." Of course, she had her reasons. Well, there is one on the East Coast, yes. And when asked why she didn't come to that one, her reply was classic. "Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast?" "'Cause I work all the time." That didn't sit too well with Diddy, so he suggested, "Maybe I'll have one at your house." Their conversation, though, was casual. "What time would your party start?" 9:30. "Really? That early?" she asked, trying to adjust to the vibe. "I think of you as starting a party at like midnight, though." But she quickly added, "Well, that's a different type of party. And boy, isn't this scandal a whole different type of drama? It's not just about a few careers being rocked, it has the power to flip the entire industry upside down. This could expose all the dirty secrets, the lies, the shady deals, and the backdoor dealings that have been swept under the rug for years. Imagine someone taking a broom and sweeping out all the cobwebs. Well, honey, those webs are thick, and this mess is about to get messier."
Now, the rumor mill is buzzing that this scandal might have some serious collateral damage. Diddy's little black book, which is more packed than a designer sample sale, could be about to go public, and if that happens, we're going to need a lot more popcorn to handle it. Both Diddy and Twitch's teams are in full damage control mode. Diddy's camp is calling the allegations completely false, claiming it's part of a smear campaign. Meanwhile, Twitch's team is keeping it calm and collected, saying, "We are aware of the circulating rumors and are letting the facts speak for themselves. But let's be real, this mess is messier than a toddler eating spaghetti." And just when it seems like the dust is settling, another gust of wind kicks up. The twists and turns in this saga are like a pretzel factory, and trust me, we've only just scratched the surface. The real question now is, who's going to be left standing when it's all said and done? In Hollywood, today's tea could be tomorrow's lukewarm water, and you never know who's brewing the next pot.
Again, just trying to inform myself. I ain't saying this stuff is true. I'm just saying it's not going to shock me if it is. I could honestly see that being the case. Like I said, just because of the strong connection between Ellen and Diddy. You know, I mean, we're talking about Hollyweird here. I said it's all connected. You know, I do feel like, I mean, when you see Twitch, and I went to the Ellen show a couple of times, and, you know, this was before, of course, I knew everything that was going on, but they do seem real tight. They do. And to me, it's like, it's hard for me to believe that you can be so close to someone and not know what's going on behind the scenes. And if you do know what's going on, especially with all these dark allegations, the first thing you would want to do is separate yourself from that person. And the fact that, you know, they were still tight and close, it just makes you wonder. You know, like the fact that she knows, saying that she ain't been to a party, but she know about the parties, what goes down at the parties, but you still bringing this man on the show. And it's crazy. Like, you hear the crowd cheering and all that.
All right, let's wrap this tea party up with a bang. Honey, the streets are buzzing that this Diddy Twitch drama is just the tip of the iceberg. Word is, there's a power player lurking behind the scenes, pulling strings like a puppet master on overdrive. Could it be that neither Diddy nor Twitch is the real villain here? My crystal ball's saying we're in for a plot twist, so wild it'll make your head spin faster than a breakdancer. So, who's really calling the shots? Is there a bigger fish we haven't even caught a glimpse of yet? One thing's for sure, this saga is far from over. Keep your eyes peeled and your ears to the ground, because in Hollywood, the next bombshell is always just around the corner. Stay tuned, loves, because this tea is about to get even hotter.